So I started Naturalicious purely out of necessity. I was pregnant at the time with my now 11-year-old son, and I could not find at the time any hair products that were natural, organic, safe, and also didn't force me to spend my entire weekend dealing with my hair. There were no products outside of Carol's Daughter that were sold in mass that were available to us. And even Carol's Daughter at the time was only pretty much available in like New York. As an entrepreneur, I've had lots of challenges, as most entrepreneurs do. I started my business with $32 in the bank. That was probably the most challenging challenge that I had. And luckily for me, it was the very first challenge. So any challenge I've had after that has been, I've been able to say, if I started with pretty much nothing, I know I can get through this. I mean, of course, as a business owner, you go through cash flow issues, you go through employee turnover, you go through just feelings of imposter syndrome, lots of things. But starting the business with $32 in the bank after a messy divorce and suddenly becoming a single mother, to me was my ultimate challenge. And I persevered through that, so I can do anything. And I want other women to see that too. I want them to see someone who came up from the mud, someone who only had $32 in the bank like myself, who was a divorced mother, who was a divorced woman, who was a single mother, who grew up in the hood, who decided, you know what, I'm going to do something that's fun for me. And I want to not only make money at it, but I want to inspire and impact thousands and hundreds of thousands of women to inspire them to be able to do the same thing. With that, one of the things that's coming up for us is that we're actually opening our first salon, the first Naturalicious hair salon. And I'm really, really excited about that. It will be the first salon. It will open in Detroit, but we will soon be opening multiple locations in Atlanta, Dallas, DC, and then we'll start to franchise. And my excitement for that is, what if you're a stylist and you come in, you work at one of the salons, and then you kind of move through the ranks, and next thing you know, you're an owner of one of these franchises, right? How exciting is it to be able to build generational wealth for people who may have never even considered that to be an option for them? And I want my son to see that. I want other Black women to see that. You know, in our industry, honestly, most of us that look like us, we don't own our beauty. It's owned by other demographics. So I'm like, hey, let's take that back. Let's put the wealth into the hands of the people who are actually creating the beauty in the first place. And that is something that is like our newest project, and I'm super duper duper excited about it. I can't wait to kick it off, because that's the legacy that I'm looking to leave, is to add wealth to the Black beauty industry and put it back in the hands of the people who actually create the Black beauty. One of the pillars of Naturalicious is that we believe in innovation. I was not inspired by just creating a bunch of hair products, although I do believe our hair products are brilliant. I'm told that they're incredible and they're amazing, and we can see that in our sales and all the people who buy us and are very extremely, extremely loyal to Naturalicious. But for me, I love being a part of a community, being a part of a sisterhood. Like I said, one of the test points for me when we're creating anything for Naturalicious, whether it's a product or a service, is that if I were not the owner of Naturalicious, would I still engage in this? Would I still use this? Would I still participate? And it has to be a resounding yes. We have a very, very high repeat customer rate. But that's because we built a sisterhood, right? It's not just about let us sell you a product and let's make this a transactional relationship. We want to know about your struggles. We want to know about your good points. We want to know about your kids. We want to know what you're dealing with. When you are struggling, we want our community to rally around you and help you. We've had customers who have been down on their luck. One who was actually facing homelessness, and she was actually in a shelter, and she felt comfortable enough to come into our Naturalicious Nation, which is a private group on Facebook. She was already very active in the group, and she felt comfortable being vulnerable like that. She hadn't even told a lot of her family that was going on. She hadn't even told her son yet that was going on. But yes, she told 13,000 women in a Facebook group, most of whom she had never seen in real life. And when she told them that story, they, on their own accord, decided, hey, let's do a raise for her. So they started raising money. They even did a drive to get Naturalicious products for her. So a lot of them already had excess products. They were gathering them together, sending her products so that she could take care of her hair and make sure that her confidence was still high despite going through this extremely difficult situation. And they ended up raising like $4,000 or $5,000 for her. And Naturalicious contributed to that as well, because we wanted to be a part of that, because she is our sister. She's not just a customer.